Alright, so we're starting off today with a question from Brody Loyal 28. Most overrated and underrated trick. That is a tough one, and I feel like I'm going to be taking shots at people. For most overrated trick, I gotta go with pull-up bars. Just not my cup of tea, but to each their own, I suppose.
Wash it off.
And then underrated trick, I love a good click turn down out of a grind. Looks just great. Next one coming from BZ up in the from the TSB crew. Shout out BZ. Got, how are you so good at bikes? Do you take PEDs? If so, can you hook your guy up? I did not take PEDs. I've never taken PEDs. Played a lot of football in my years. That's, I believe, helped me a lot with my attitude when it comes to learning tricks. And I really just don't quit if I'm trying to learn something. So that's been great. It's been a huge pleasure to everyone who's ever filmed me. I'm sure they can attest to that. And then a second one coming from BZ, we've got, how does it feel to be a part of such a dope crew? Again, shout out BZ and shout out Station Crew. It's the best. Braden's done a great job putting everyone together. I think that over the years we've really bonded and become great friends, and we really feed off each other when we're riding and everything. And the trips we've taken, the memories that we've made have just been phenomenal. I wouldn't trade any of those for the world. I got the next one coming from a crank flip a day. Shout out Harris. We got favorite pro rider and why. Definitely got to go with tough one. I mean, I think it definitely fluctuates, but for as long as I can remember, it's been Jordan Godwin. Just his power of riding, like all the hard 180s, I love it. It's one of my favorite tricks, and just like out of any grind, it looks so good. So I got to go with him. Yeah. Next one coming from Jeff Etzel. Shout out Jeff. He's the man. Really helps us with everything, healthy habits. They do such a great job with everything in the scene, keeping everyone hooked up. What are you looking forward to this year? I'm excited. 2019 is going to be a good year. I got to go. I just moved out to Des Moines. That's going to be huge. Looking forward to really starting to film for an upcoming DVD we got going. And also just being able to ride and progress. There's a bunch of dope parks out there. So looking forward to doing some traveling with the guys, and that should be sick. Next question coming from Melissa McCullough. Do you like cats? Really don't have a choice in the matter. I gotta go yes. I'd probably ruffle some feathers if I said no. So there's that for you. Got the next one coming from b.ryan.mx. Shout out Ryan, he's the homie from Oskaloosa. Really thankful to have met him a few years back. Do you remember the first trick you ever learned? What was it? Reaching way back in the timeline here. I remember trying to do 180s off of a little shitty plastic 1080 ramp and never landing those, but that kind of got me hooked on BMX. But overall, the first trick I remember learning and landing was definitely 180 G-turns. Just super easy. Remember, those were always the easiest thing to do. And I mean, at that point, being on a cassette super early, and being able to just like crank out of it super hard. It wasn't much, but I mean, we all got to start somewhere, and that was always sick to be able to do those. So, got a question coming from Lilfoot_. What is your current setup? For the past about a year, I've been rocking a We the People Pathfinder built up with all We the People and claw parts. But just tonight, actually, I built up a We the People Doomsayer. Been really hyped on that frame. Jordan kills it, obviously, and really been looking forward to getting his frame for a year, literally a whole year. So really hyped to build that up, and excited to get a chance to test that thing out. Next one coming from Ty Arnett. Shout out him, he's a homie. What's one trick that took forever to learn but was the most rewarding to you? Hands down has to be any hard 3, whether it be Feeble hard 3, Pegs hard 3, or Smith hard 3 is the 3 I can actually do right now. I've been able to do hard 180s for like probably 4 or 5 years now, and just learned hard threes within the last like 6 or 8 months. And I battled those for probably 3 years at least. And so finally being able to land those was huge for me, and it's definitely one of the most rewarding tricks I have ever learned. Great question. Next one coming from little homie J Garrett BMX. Shout out Johnny. I'm definitely gonna give him some shit tomorrow. What motivates you to ride? I think the biggest one for me is definitely progression. Learning new tricks has always been a huge motivator for me. And also just like pushing the homies, making sure they learn new stuff. Like I love when we can get a good session going with all the guys and getting everyone to learn stuff, everyone landing stuff. It just, everyone's feeding off each other. That's awesome. And those are always the best sessions, hands down. So, we've got a couple coming from Theresa, Brayden's lover. We've got, what is your favorite skate park? Hands down, gotta be Vans, Huntington Beach. Park's just phenomenal. It's like heaven. Nothing like it. It's built so well. Also got to give a shout out to Davenport Skate Park. I mean, grew up riding that park, so it's awesome. Like, always love catching a session there, no matter how many times I've rode there. Next one, we got what is your favorite spot you've ever ridden? Also from Theresa. And I gotta go with the ledges on the beach at Long Beach. Rode those a couple of times when I've been out to LA, and I mean, nothing special, just a couple flat ledges, but the scenery's so great, and just being out in LA and everything, the whole thing is just awesome. So would ride those any chance I could get, and loved riding those, would love to go back. And then what is your favorite spot to ride back home? And I definitely got to go with the ledges here in the Quad Cities at Schubert Park in Rock Island. Just a couple of good stack ledges, can't go wrong with those. I don't care how many times I've rode them, I would always love to ride them again. There's endless possibilities there. No matter how many tricks I've done, there's always more to do. So those are definitely my favorite spot here. And then also, what is your favorite beer? I'm drinking a Coors Banquet right now, but favorite one is gotta be a Breckenridge Vanilla Porter. Really into those dark beers, so that is that for you. Got a last one coming from Mon Jarler. Love John. I love him. I love you too, John.